Google's VO3. The moment everything changed. Imagine this scenario. You wake up with an idea for a video, not just any video, something that requires cinematography, motion graphics, synchronized sound design, and professional editing. 10 years ago, this idea would have cost thousands of dollars and required months of planning. 5 years ago, it would have demanded expensive software and technical expertise. Today in 2026, you type a description into your browser, and within minutes, you have a finished video with integrated audio ready to publish. This is not hyperbole. This is what Google's VO3 actually does. On a seemingly ordinary day, Google released VO3 to all users worldwide. No waiting lists, no exclusive beta access reserved for creators with massive followings. The free tier opened immediately, giving every person on the planet the ability to generate professional quality video with synchronized audio at zero cost. 10 video clips per day, 50 credits for free users, unlimited generation for subscribers. This is the announcement that should have stopped the internet, yet somehow the scale of what just happened still hasn't fully registered. The core revelation here is deceptively simple. The barrier between creative idea and finished execution has collapsed. For decades, this barrier defined who could create video content and who couldn't. It required equipment, it required training, it required a team, or at minimum, significant time investment and technical proficiency. VO3 doesn't just lower this barrier, it fundamentally removes it. But here's what separates VO3 from every AI video tool that came before. The previous generation of tools, including earlier versions of VO itself, generated video in isolation. You got your clip, and then you faced the eternal struggle, finding or creating matching audio. You needed separate tools for music, for voiceovers, for sound effects. You needed to synchronize everything manually. You needed to troubleshoot sync drift. VO3 changed this equation entirely. The audio is native, it's integrated from the start. Your finished output arrives with everything synchronized, everything ready. The evolution from VO1 to VO3. 1 tells the story of how rapidly this technology matured. Each iteration brought speed improvements and quality increases, but VO3 represents a categorical shift. It's not just faster or better at replicating reality, it's a different definition of what professional output even means. Professional no longer requires a studio, a crew, expensive equipment, or months of post-production. Professional means your vision reaches your audience with clarity and impact. That's what VO3 delivers. Consider the accessibility shift at work here. Previous AI video tools either operated behind closed doors, restricted to selected partners, or demanded premium subscriptions from day one. VO3 inverted this model. Free access comes first. The basic tier is robust enough to sustain serious content creation. This isn't a limitation dressed up as a feature. This is a genuine democratization of a capability that previously belonged only to those with substantial resources. The tension underlying all of this is profound. We now live in a world where professional-grade video output requires no studio, no crew, no expensive equipment, no years of technical training. A single person with an idea and a browser can compete at the production level that previously required institutions. The implications ripple outward in directions we're only beginning to understand. What makes this moment critical is not just the technology itself, but the precise moment it arrived. Content creation has been the bottleneck in the creator economy for years. Not distribution. Platforms solved that problem. Not audience. Algorithms solved that. The bottleneck was always production. It took too long. It cost too much. It required too much expertise. VO3 removes this bottleneck at scale, and that changes everything about who can participate in content creation and how quickly they can scale. But here's what nobody is talking about yet. This isn't just faster. This is a completely different definition of what professional means. Before we continue exploring what this technology can actually do, what it can't do, and how it transforms the creator economy, subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Your perspective matters as this technology reshapes how content gets made. I need to create part 2 of a YouTube script about Google's VO3, continuing from part 1. Let me write exactly 60 to 67 words of continuous narrative prose that follows the outline provided, covering the context and competitive landscape without repeating part 1's content. The independent creator sitting in a small apartment right now benefits immediately. No longer does she need to save for equipment. No longer does she wait months for investment capital to fund her first project. She opens her browser, describes her vision, And within minutes, her first professional video exists. The marketing team at a mid-sized company that previously outsourced all video production to expensive agencies now generates dozens of test variations in a single afternoon. The educational content creator who previously relied on stock footage libraries now produces custom visuals that match his exact narrative. These aren't hypothetical scenarios. These are the people reshaping content creation right now. But this technological shift inevitably creates losers in the existing economy. Stock footage vendors who built their entire business model on licensing pre-recorded videos now compete against free custom generation. Entry-level videographer rates compress because the barrier to entry disappeared. Traditional pre-production studios that charge premium rates for concept visualization and storyboard animation face a new reality where clients generate their own previews in minutes. This isn't a smooth transition, this is market disruption at scale. What emerges from this reshuffling is a fundamental restructuring of the creator economy. Speed becomes the primary competitive advantage. The creator who can ideate, generate, analyze audience response, and iterate within hours now outpaces those working on traditional production timelines measured in weeks. Volume becomes feasible for solo operators. One person can now produce content output that previously required coordinated teams. 10 free clips daily across multiple channels means a single creator can maintain presence across platforms simultaneously. That capacity multiplication changes everything about content strategy. The practical applications span industries. YouTube Shorts creators can now generate complete videos from single prompts, bypassing traditional filming and editing entirely. Social media managers eliminate stock footage costs while achieving visual consistency across campaigns. Marketing departments test messaging variations through video at speeds that traditional production couldn't support. Educational platforms produce visual explanations instantly, matching content to curriculum needs in real time. Product teams validate concepts through video before committing resources to actual production. These aren't edge cases, these are primary workflows now. This scale mechanic reveals something profound about modern production. One strategist thinking clearly becomes more valuable than 10 technicians executing routine tasks. The bottleneck shifted. It moved from execution capacity to creative direction and strategic thinking. What matters now is knowing what video to make, not whether you have the technical ability to make it. This represents a categorical skill shift. Prompt engineering, the ability to describe your vision with precision and iterate based on results, becomes more valuable than lens selection or color grading expertise. The data reveals something practical. 10 free clips daily sounds modest until you calculate it seriously. That's 70 clips per week. That's 300 clips per month. One creator, working alone, can now produce more video content monthly than traditional production shops completed annually. The math doesn't lie. This is production capacity liberation. Objections emerge predictably. Won't this saturate the market with mediocre content? Absolutely. Quality thinking becomes rarer and more valuable when execution becomes abundant. The creator with genuine insight, authentic voice, and strategic perspective pulls away from the crowd. The creator who treats this as a tool for automation without thinking falls into the noise immediately. VO3 doesn't remove the need for quality thinking. It makes quality thinking the only thing that matters. The excuse for not creating disappears. We don't have resources. We can't afford production. We don't have the expertise. These statements no longer hold. The resource constraint dissolved. What remains is commitment. Do you have something to say? Do you have an idea worth executing? Those questions define success now. The philosophical endpoint of this moment matters most. The barrier between idea and execution is gone. What remains is vision, judgment, and meaning. The future of professional creation isn't about equipment or technical expertise. It's about seeing clearly, thinking strategically, and creating content that means something. VO3 isn't the end of that journey. It's the removal of obstacles so the real work, the thinking, the creating, the meaning making can actually begin.